Will a defensive player, I didn't want you guys to have to think, sorry. Ryan D, will a defensive player have a monster game, and if so, who?
A monster game against the Northwestern offense. I think Northwestern's offense is such that Ohio State's defense evenly, like everybody could have just good games because they'll spread it around. And, I don't know that one guy is going to shine above the other because it's all a pretty solid defense against an offense that doesn't really do much of anything. So I think they have a true freshman left tackle. So if I'm going to pick somebody, how about Tyreek Smith, who is starting to come on a little bit, junior defensive end out of Cleveland?
Yeah, I agree with Tony that Northwestern's had enough offense outside of game one to where it's done just enough to win games. They haven't broken 30 since game one. Don't take the fool's gold or fall for the banana in the tailpipe trick that they're going to run for 414 or whatever like they did against Illinois. It's an offense that does just enough. I don't know if you're not necessarily going against a team that's going to put up a lot of resistance. It's kind of like in baseball. If you go up and throw up a 48-mile-an-hour eephus pitch, I don't care how hard you swing, it's not going to go. You're not going to sit there and hit it 450. So I think if I had to pick a player, I'm going to say Shaun Wade, just because I think that Northwestern's going to have to recognize that the best opportunity is going to be having Peyton Ramsey out there throwing, and he's a sub 60% completion guy. And I think that this is an opportunity for Shaun Wade to go out there and maybe add to his argument against some of the critics that have been kind of critical, as critics are, of his game this year.
Kevin has half the chat running to Google search trying to spell eephus.
Yeah. I would agree. I think you guys brought up a couple good ones that have been trending upward. Tyreek Smith starting to play a little bit more, make a little bit more of an impact there off the edge. And Shaun Wade, I think the pick six helped get him going, and had an interception, kind of what do we call that when a guy lays out like that? A diving interception, I guess, against Michigan State. If I had to pick one, maybe I'll go with the linebacker group, and maybe a Baron Browning or a Werner or a Borland creates a fumble against maybe one of these freshman running backs at a critical time. They had two freshmen that rushed for 100 yards in their game last week against Illinois, who neither one of whom had played much. I think Pat Fitzgerald, kind of tired of watching his offense sputter, put some other guys in the game to see what they could do, and lo and behold, those guys could play. So, but you put them into a primetime situation like this, it can be kind of a tough situation for a young guy. So maybe one of those linebackers will spark something here with a turnover and change the momentum of the game. And that would be big. I think we're looking at a great matchup. Ohio State's very, very powerful offense against Northwestern's defense, which statistically is very good against the run. And I think they're number one passing efficiency defense, which means they don't give up big plays, haven't given up a lot of touchdown passes, and have intercepted some passes. So to me, that's the matchup that's going to be worth the price of admission, or I guess there's not going to be many people paying a price of admission for this game. At any rate, worth your time to tune in and watch is how Fields is going to attack, soften up that defense, and eventually take advantage of some creases and find some things, and have a typical Ohio State offensive game. It doesn't matter what kind of defense you throw at this offense from Ohio State. Usually they get their yards, they get their points one way or the other.